Casey Leiden with MMA Fighting here with Tony Lopez in Biloxi, Mississippi for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships #2. Tony, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
How many fights now how many fights have you done in your career now? MMA, any combat sports? How many fights is this now?
I'm probably somewhere around 100.
100?
Yeah.
Is it still fun? Is it still new? Like what does this feel like? You're a vet.
You know what? Well, with bare knuckle, it's new. It's something different, and it's more exciting too, for me. Just no gloves, no nothing. It's just more raw. So I'm excited for that part, and then from there, it kind of goes over toward MMA. That I'm like, well, you know what? If I'm doing this, let me see what I can do with MMA to make that more exciting for myself to just keep going.
How does training work for you? Because you're still currently an MMA fighter. You're still I'm sure, like last time you had a fight. Well, I don't know if you actually got the fight, but you had to fight the very next weekend, scheduled at least.
Yeah.
Do you still train MMA? Are you training boxing? Like how does it work to do this and MMA?
For me, it's the same. Training. The only difference is what I'm training for. Like in bare knuckle, it's all hands. MMA, I got an overall round, the whole body, but it's the training to me, as I said, is the same because I still got to get my cardio. I still got to, do my circuits. Everything of the aspect of what I prepare for is the same. In bare knuckle, I do a lot of the stuff that I do for MMA, except for I might tone down a little bit on my kicks and my groundwork. But everything, like I said, my striking, my cardio, my endurance, all that kind of stuff is the same for MMA and bare knuckle. So it doesn't slow me down if I got to focus on MMA or I got to focus on bare knuckle. I blend it all together.
Have you watched your first fight with Joey from Bare Knuckle 1?
I watched parts here and there. I haven't watched the whole thing. It just for me it annoys me because of the outcome.
What went wrong that night for you?
The only thing that went wrong for me is that I started way too slow, and by the time the third, fourth round came, is when I just started picking it up, and when I think it was the fourth round. They say it's the fourth round. I was thinking it was like the second round. That's how quick those rounds are. So I just got to start out a lot quicker.
Was that a little bit, even though you have so much experience, it was almost just from the inexperience from a bare knuckle match, as far as pacing yourself in the match?
Yeah, most definitely, because like I said, MMA 5-minute rounds, and bare knuckle is 2. It's less than half, and like I said, by the time that first round's over and the second one goes, and you're like, okay, I'm feeling okay, we're going, but as I said, those rounds are quick, and that's one thing I made up for this time around.
What was your biggest takeaway from the first match in terms of the technique needed, or the difference of the different techniques you need in boxing versus bare knuckle?
You know what? Not much. It's all like I said. It's almost the same. The only difference is you don't have the gloves, so the hits do a lot more damage, and but then that's about it.
How was recovery from that first fight?
It was like all my other fights. It was nothing.
So after all that, after 5 rounds, after taking all those punches and giving those punches to your damage to your hands, to your face, everything, it was just
for show. Like I said, I did have a fight scheduled 2 weeks later, and I was ready for that fight. I went to my doctor, who's a fight doctor, got me medically cleared, all that, ready to go. But since the fight was in Canada was under a lot of heat for Tim Hague passing away. Well, they didn't want me to go out there and, after having that kind of fight, fight out there and something happened.
Can you tell me about your opponent for this coming match this Saturday? Do you know, or what do you know about him?
He's Jimmy Jennett, and he's a tall guy, about 2 inches taller than me, and he's a brawler. So that's basically what I know. He's got some MMA, he's got some boxing experience, so he's not new to any of this, except for bare knuckle. But other than that, it's going to be a good fight. I expect another fight like the one I had with Joey, except for the fact that I don't plan on bleeding this time.
And there are some MMA fans, they'll say this is just too brutal, too violent for them. What do you have to say? Do you feel bare knuckle is a more just a more violent sport than MMA?
You know what? I say no, because just like boxing, you get hit, you go down. Hey, you get a 10 count. In MMA, you get hit, you go down, you get hit again and again and again until the ref stops the fight or you're knocked out. So, I mean, it's not a more violent sport. I mean, yes, the punching and stuff like that can do more damage. One punch can do more damage in bare knuckle than in MMA. But like I said, you got a ref there that can jump in at any time to stop it. And if you go, you can choose to, hey, let me take a knee, let me go down, try and recover. There's options there to save you a lot more than there is in MMA.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tony.
Thank you.
Have fun.